I started playing piano when I was 5. Had a great private teacher. Her name was Norma McCrae. She was a retired public teacher in the Washington, D.C. Public school system. That's where I grew up. The summer I turned 13, she was not as blunt as I'm about to be with you, but she essentially said, "You seem to be liking music." I was classically trained. She said, "You're not going to make money if you can only play Bach." So she took me to my church and told the church, like, this kid's playing in the service. So I got to have a gospel influence, to learn a gospel influence, to follow singers, to have to find keys out of nowhere. Those of you who know what I'm talking about. It was a great process to learn how to adapt on the fly, and that's something I didn't have. She couldn't teach me with the classical training. She was a very wise woman who knew her limitations and where to steer me to get more grounding and get more information and learn more about the craft. She also took me to a summer theater camp. Yes, I know. And my first show was, I was the assistant music director for Tommy, written by the Hough. Rock show, in your face, something I knew nothing about growing up in DC. I didn't know that this genre existed. It opened my eyes that theater is something, there's no way to describe it. It can be anything. Theater can be country, theater can be rock, theater can be R&B, theater could be classical, theater can be so many things, and that's part of the reason why I really enjoy it so much. And those first jobs of mine when I was 13 really helped shape my life and the trajectory it was on, and now here I am. I'd say always be ready. You never know when your moment's going to come. I was fortunate enough to catch my break in 2009. There was a national tour of Dreamgirls that was about to go out, and they emergently needed a keyboard one player in rehearsals. So when I got the call that someone had passed my name along to the MD, I didn't have time to be nervous. I had to just trust that the years of training that I put in were enough, and thankfully on that day they were. And I was pleasantly surprised that once I got back into town, people had heard who I was, had heard my name, and knew what I could bring to the table. That's the other thing I would say, a little pearl of wisdom. People are always talking. We are in a business, an industry that is by nature a creative, a collaborative one. People are talking and want to know, who's in and who's out. And I would say, especially in this era of social media, just be careful to not burn any bridges. You want to build connections. You want to strengthen your network. You want people to see the best in you, both personally and professionally. So those are things I would advise someone who's trying to come up in this business. Just be ready and to really work hard to build your network and to strengthen your connections that you make with people. Joy. Just working in this profession brings me great joy, but I think I can narrow it down to 2 moments. I think from a performance standpoint, I've been fortunate enough to play multiple shows on stage, and to watch an audience, to feel an audience go through the emotional arc of a show is very palpable. It's very moving, and it just only heightens my desire to want to give them the best performance that I can. From a behind the scenes, a rehearsal standpoint, I would say the day of the Zitz probe is really exciting, bringing the orchestra and the cast together for that unique, special moment to hear what the show's going to sound like before we go to the theater to start tech. Is a very wonderful, unique process that I think really strengthens the bond that the cast and the band will have hopefully for the run of the show. I'm hoping that the future of theater is big, is bold, is colorful, is inclusive. I want to collaborate with choreographers who look like me. I want to dialogue with directors who look like me. I want to play music that's composed by people who look like me when I'm conducting a show. Whether it's from the keyboard or from the podium, I want to look down at the pit, at the orchestra, and see women, and see black and brown people, I want to see talent. When I'm sitting in the audience, I want to hear new, fresh, exciting stories that have never been told. I think the future of theater is something that I want to be for anyone and everyone.